Hello everyone, bear with me here, we're trying to get things set up, but we are currently live on Midgard Musings, so I hope everybody can hear and see me well. We were having some technical difficulties earlier. Hopefully we got it all squared away. We'll be starting the reading of Hávamal here in just a moment. Wait for some people to join. Light a candle. Get our incense going. And all that fun stuff. Alright. Thank you for joining today. Happy Mother's Day too, by the way. For all of the mothers and mother figures out there. Hope you're enjoying your day. Alright. Alright everybody. Hail and welcome. Welcome to Midgard Musings. As always, I'm your host, Jesse. And I'm sorry for the delay. It was a little bit of a late start today on the live feed, but gotta love technology. Again, happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers and mother figures out there. Hope you get to enjoy your day and relax. And you don't talk to your mother that much, or your mother's no longer in this realm, be sure to reconnect in some way. You know, mothers do a lot for us when we were unable to do for ourselves. So it's important to honor our mothers. So there's that. And today is also my father's birthday. So I want to give a shout out to my dad, even though he doesn't watch these videos. Happy 61st birthday, Pops. So, as is the custom, we're going to crack open this delicious bottle of Einstock toasted porter. And I was talking to a friend of mine who watches these live streams. And hello, Jonathan. See you there in the comment section. Thanks for checking in. Anyways, I was talking to a friend of mine about he had tagged me in something on Facebook about this bottle opener that looks like the Marvel comic Mjolnir, Thor's hammer, right? In the head of the hammer is it's like this opening that you use to pop open a beer bottle or whatever. And I told him, I said, well, if you notice on these live streams, I open up every bottle of Einstock with my Mjolnir ring, which you can see is just a regular ring. There's nothing special about it. At first he thought that it was a bottle opener ring that I use, and I said no. So as you can all see, it's just a regular ring. There's no bottle opener anywhere on it, but I still use it to open this and every bottle of beer that I have to open. So there you go. All right, so here we go, guys. I'm just gonna give this beer a pour, and then we're gonna get into reading Hávamal. So if you have a drink of your choice that you want to crack open, go ahead and do so now while we wait for a few more people to arrive. And skål to all of you, and thank you for joining. This really doesn't get much better as far as the beer goes. I absolutely love Einstock, and I love this toasted porter. All right. Let that settle. Guys, as everybody knows that watches every week, I read the Hávamal from Dr. Jackson Crawford's version of the Poetic Edda. You can read along in your version that you have with you, or if you have this version, you can read along as well. We're going to be starting at stanza 55 and reading through to stanza 63. You have Donheim radio playing in the background, and we are all set and ready to go. So thank you all again for tuning in today. We're going to be hearing more this week about the importance of moderation in the wisdom that we obtain. Last week's stanza ended with Odin saying that you should be only a little wise and never too wise. The happiest people throughout their lives are the moderately wise. And we're going to hear a little bit more as to why that is, starting with stanza 55. You should be only a little wise, never too wise. A wise man's heart is seldom glad if he's truly wise. So what this tells me is that, you know, the more it's sometimes not the best to know everything, right? You don't want to be a know-it-all. You don't want to know too much. You just want to know enough. You won't be satisfied. You won't be happy or glad if you got everything in here that you could possibly need or use. It's moderation is the key. It's a constant theme that we see being talked about throughout the Hávamal so far. When it comes to eating, when it comes to drinking, and now when it comes to gaining wisdom on things, is that you should be moderate in what you know and what you learn. Stanza 56, you should be only a little wise, never too wise. It's best not to know your fate beforehand. You'll live happier if you don't. So again, you know, you don't want to know too much. You want to know just enough, and it's never a bad thing to, or it is you would be living a less happy existence if you knew everything already beforehand, right? Some things we probably do want to know before they happen, but it's best, Odin says that it's best not to know your fate beforehand. And I tend to agree for the most part. Alright, stanza 57. This is one of my favorite. This one and the next stanza are one of my two favorite stanzas. It says, a torch is lit by another and burns till it's burned out. A fire is kindled by another fire. A man becomes wise by speaking with other men, but foolish by keeping to himself. And I feel like that is very, very true. You want to develop and sharpen your wits, and develop more wisdom by speaking to each other. And this is in a way, this live feed and the Midgard Musings platform in general is a way for me to speak with you all and to share and kindle each other's fires, so to speak. And I think it's just something that's important to remember. The theme of this culture is that it's the importance of community is always stressed, and the single person, the ones that keep to themselves, the ones that don't that aren't part of the community in any sort of capacity, you're considered foolish. You also be more likely to be singled out when it comes to anything that could bring you harm. So being with like-minded people and understanding the value of community is what I'm getting from this stanza anyway, and speaking to one another and kindling each other's fires. The next stanza, 58, another favorite of mine. Rise early if you want to take another man's property or his life. A sleeping wolf seldom wins a sheep, or a sleeping warrior a victory. Get up and make it happen. Don't sleep on the day. Don't let the day slip away from you. If you want something to happen, if you want to obtain something, go out and get it early. Don't miss the opportunities because of your being too lazy, or overlooking something because it's too early for this or anything like that. Now, granted, I'm as guilty as the next person is to saying that I hate the mornings. I'm not a morning person at all, and if I don't have at least a couple of cups of coffee in my system, you better just not even talk to me, because I will take your life. Right? But that's the concept here that I'm getting is don't sleep on these opportunities. Get up and make them happen. Stanza 59 follows in that same vein. It says, "Rise early if you have no one to work for you, and get straight to work. You lose more than time if you sleep when it dawns. For the early riser, wealth is half won." So half the battle of getting wealth and success, half the battle is getting up early enough to start the day, and not letting the day slip by for too long. You want something to happen, make it happen for yourself, and make it happen early. Stanza 60, "You should know how to dry logs for firewood and bark for roofing, and also this, how to measure time and seasons." Kind of what I get from this stanza, without going too deeply into it, is that there are just some basic things of life that you should be able to do. We're talking, or in the stanza that this is being, Odin's talking, saying that, dry logs for firewood, bark for roofing. We're talking about things that are necessities and needs to protect your home, keep you warm, keep you sheltered. Basic life skills. All things that we should know how to do. Measuring time and seasons. Understanding when the right time to do something is. Knowing that there is time and seasons for everything, and that if you don't do the thing that needs to be done in its right time or in its right season, you may not get the rewards or the benefits of what you're trying to do. So to understand not only what to do, but when to do it. Stanza 61, "You should always go out with your hair combed and a meal in your belly, even if you can't afford good clothes. You should not be ashamed of your shoes and pants, nor of your horse, even if it's not a good one." And this goes back to, what the importance in Norse culture was for your appearance and how your outward looks and things like that, is that at least go out looking presentable. You don't have to have the best of everything. You don't have to have the most expensive of everything. But at least go out looking presentable. Go out with a meal in your belly, fix your meals, look presentable. Doesn't matter that it's not the best, but just look semi-decent. Don't look like a schlep or a schmuck. I try to follow that practice, especially when I'm out in public, because it's a reflection of who you are. The first thing that people see is how you look on the outside. If you look like a disheveled mess, people are going to probably think that you're a disheveled mess. If you're semi put together or well put together in your appearance, then that's the type of person that people are going to think you are. And that's how you should be. It doesn't have to be the best of everything, but you should be well put together in more ways than one. Alright, 2 stanzas left to go for today. Stanza 62 is, "A hungry eagle snaps his beak and stretches out his neck when the sea comes into sight. People get the same look about them when they walk among strangers and have no one to speak well of them." This particular stanza to me is not the most cut and dry, even in the greatest ability that Dr. Crawford has done with his translation, in terms of making it readable and understandable in modern language. But what I get from this is that, at least for the first half of this stanza, "A hungry eagle snaps his beak, stretches out his neck when the sea comes into sight." You could be looking at it as like an eagle going after something and it's not there. Just thinking that it's going to be there because of where they are, but there's there's not a fish there in the sea when they go to try to get it. Don't count your eggs before they hatch, in a sense. Don't think that just because things are lined up a certain way, or that you're in a certain area, that's just the way things are going to be for you. That there's not things that you don't see. That there's things that you don't see that could play a factor as to your plans. People that go out to walk among strangers and have no one to speak well of them, go out prepared. Know what it is that you're doing, and it's a metaphorical type of thing. It's no matter what you set out to do, no matter what you put in front of you to do, don't just assume that things are going to be what you want them to be based on where you are or whatever. There's so many variables, so many things you don't want to be out there snapping your neck at things that aren't there, or counting your eggs before they hatch just because you haven't planned properly. That's what I get from this stanza, and I'm welcome to hear what everybody else's thoughts are on this. And I'll probably look into it a little bit more too, just to get a better understanding of it, and maybe read some other translations of the Hávamal and see what other terminologies or languages are used. So the final stanza for today, stanza 63. If you want to be called wise, you should know how to ask and answer wisely. Tell your secret to one person, never to two. Everyone knows if three people know. So, if you want to be called wise, you should know how to ask and answer wisely. It's not that you want to keep everything to yourself, especially if you have secrets. You don't want to. It's okay to have secrets, but you don't want to reveal them. If you're going to reveal them to anybody, you don't want to reveal them to too many people, because then next thing you know, everybody knows, and it's no longer, it's no longer a secret, and issues could arise from it. So many things could happen from that. Ask and answer. Wisdom is obtained not just from answering questions, but asking them from yourself. Sometimes we may think that it's we're too proud to ask for help. One of the things that this week has taught me with some of my rune draws, one of them being Ansus, is that help can come and wisdom can come from even the most unlikely of sources, and that to never stop learning, never stop seeking to learn, and don't be so proud as to think that help can come from ways and from people or from things that you may not have necessarily thought they would come from. So that's how it is to be truly wise. You'll know how to ask and answer, when to ask, when to answer, not to reveal secrets to too many. If you have to talk to somebody, better to talk to one other person and leave it at that, and then let them learn themselves. It's like that old saying goes, is if you teach a man, you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. You teach a man to fish, you feed him for the rest of his life. So you don't want to give away too much that doesn't help somebody in the long run, but you want to give them the right things that they'll be able to use, for years and years and years, and then pass on to others as well. So that has been today's musings, everyone. Again, I'm sorry for the late start. We ran into some technical difficulties, but that's how it goes sometimes. And I hope that everybody's enjoyed their Mother's Day today. For those of you with your mothers still around, and those that are watching who are mothers, happy Mother's Day to you. And Skull. Skull to you. Thank you for being who you are and for doing what you've done for your children. I want to invite everybody to please check out my Facebook page. The link for that is in the description, Midgard Musings. If you haven't already, please like and follow that page. And don't forget to subscribe here. If this is your first time watching, all of my videos are up here on this channel. Please feel free to subscribe, and if you don't want to miss any videos that I upload, click the bell notification to be notified every time I upload a video. I am trying to reach 300 subscribers on this channel, as well as 300 likes on Facebook before midsummer, or by midsummer. So if I could ask everybody to please not only subscribe and like and whatnot, but to share these videos and share the posts on Facebook if that's this is a little bit more along your style. But definitely please invite your friends to check this channel out and help me get to that 300 mark, you know, by midsummer, which is now just a little over a month away. You'll also see in the description a link for you to be able to donate to this channel if you so choose. Any little bit amount is helpful. It will help grow this channel to get me better equipment, and it's definitely appreciated. I'm not trying to get anything else from you guys. This is not a means of making any money or anything like that. It's just to help grow this channel, to bring you the best content that I possibly can. So any help with that is also greatly appreciated. Anyways, guys, it's been wonderful talking with all of you today, and I hope that you enjoyed today's musings, and I hope that you get to glean something from this. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. Happy birthday to my dad, and I will see all of you in the next video next week, so be sure to tune in for that. Thanks, everybody.